Okay, so we're gonna get going. We're gonna load today. I have my vest on. I wanted to show you. See, I've already strapped on my vest. You just put it over your head. You could use a backpack or nothing. Just use your body weight because I am gonna pick up free weights as well. But I'm gonna start with my little pole here. See, I put tape on the bottom where the metal thing is. It's just the end of a mop or a broom. Okay. So here's my biggest caution to anybody that is, whatever you've heard or listened to or whatever piqued your interest, and you're convinced that you need to load, and you get a weight vest, or let's say you pick up weights, or a backpack, as I have suggested many times on my in my classes. Whatever it is that you pick up, you have to be super mindful that you are not rounding your back and leaning in, because our propensity, as I pointed out before, see how I'm going front to back, and then I'm going to use my pole like this. I'm going to do hesitating drops. So it's a hesitation, it's a split stance, and then I'm going to take my knee down. But here's the key. When I take that knee down, and don't freak out and thinking, oh, her knee is in the wrong position. I've had 5 operations on this knee, and I ended with a knee replacement. It's going to look screwy. The point is this, y'all. Many times when I will do this with people and I will say, drop the back knee, they'll drop the back knee, but you know what they're doing? They're rounding. And then I don't get the emphasis on the legs in the way I want, number one. Number two, I don't wake up my back extensors like I want, okay? So now step out with the other leg. So I've given you that caution. So number one, make sure your foot back here is not turned out like this. That's number one, okay? Number two, it's straight on. You're in a split stance. I'm gonna take a big breath through my nose. And when I drop that knee, I am not gonna lift my heel because I want to warm up. I want to stretch my heel cords right there. And then the last really big thing, as you're dropping your knee and you have a weight vest, or you don't have a weight vest, let's say you're just using your own body weight, that's fine. When you drop that knee, stay upright, okay? So in essence, when you drop the knee down, stay upright. How do you do that? You breathe through your nose and you say rib cage up, shoulders down, okay? Then you come out of that and you take a step, okay? By hitting a split stance on one leg, then the other leg, making sure your toe is straight in the back, keeping your heel down, and in dropping the knee back there, you're stretching that heel cord. But when I come up from this move right here, and see I have my little bar here, because I knew I was going to hold on to it for a second. You can come out of it and then go back in. See, don't hit it and hold it super hard. You want to warm up your heel cords. And the best way to warm up your heel cords is to move through a stretch. So see, I'm up, I don't have a stretch now, I'm bending. I do have a stretch, but I'm not going to do it hard. I'm going to do it in a pulsing way, okay? That said, I'm using this gently, but I'm going to keep saying rib cage up, rib cage up, rib cage up, as I breathe, as I pulse through this. So if you're going to go do, let's say I see Juliana on there, let's say she's going to go do a big dance thing, okay? And you'll see people doing all kinds of gymnastics things whenever that they're trying to warm up. I am telling you, this move right here is what she could do to really help her feet and her heel cords and her lower legs. See what I'm doing? I'm saying rib cage up. I'm gently pressing that knee down until I feel a stretch coming into my heel, okay? I'm helping my ankle mobility, and I'm giving opportunity for blood and all kinds of synovial fluid and everything to bathe that area. My heel cords, my lower leg, my foot, my calf, my ankle, just by doing this, okay? Maybe 3 times, maybe 6 times. Then, last thing is, see when I take this foot and I bring it up and I go forward in order to do the other one, what did I just now do? You should be yelling at the screen. So I was back here and I was down here. I was pretty wide. Take a breath, say ribcage up. When I bring this leg back here and I go forward, what did I just do? Yeah, I did a single leg stance. That's what I just did. So this one move, along with maybe 1 or 2 other things, but this is such a good move. But see, I don't hold it. Do you see how I'm pulsing? So this is my tight knee. This is my tighter ankle because of the knee replacement. Okay, so I have my little bar here so I don't get off balance. I say rib cage up. I pulse that knee down and I keep my heel down. And then I come back. Then I do it again. Plus, I didn't even point this out. This leg right here, this one, I'm opening that whole hip complex right here. See that? So yeah, you're doing a whole lot of stuff by just doing a staggered stance, walking, a dip. See how I'm dropping? It's a dip. Take a breath. And then I either come back with this leg or I come forward with this leg. So you can do 3 steps and you'll be amazed at how much better your hip, your back, everything's going to feel. Okay, now let's go wide. And let me point out again, I have my weight vest on. I'm going to increasingly have my weight vest on when I do the warm-up. That is one of the best ways to help your body, your joints, your bones, your muscles get load. So you might think, oh, well, she's doing nothing right now, so let me go get a drink or eat something and watch the show. I know what you say. What am I doing? I'm rocking my feet. Very important. So don't focus on a hip swing. Look at my feet and see if you need to use your bar for that. That's fine. I wanted to make myself pull back because when you have a weight load hanging off your shoulders, as in a backpack, as in a purse, as in you're carrying a load, you're bending forward and you don't even realize it. So that's why I have my shoulders back like this and I'm rocking through from side to side and I'm rolling my feet. I introduced this the other day, barefooted. You can do this anywhere, anytime with any shoes on and any boots on, like a ski type move. Exactly, okay? Then I'm gonna extend my hands right here. I'm gonna take a big deep breath and I'm going to drop my shoulders, stepping wide, And I'm going to try to lift that bar. Okay? Yeah, I'm pulling my shoulders down and I'm pulling my shoulder blades in. And then I'm going to turn. So I'm going to start doing a transverse move as I'm trying to lift the bar. It puts a whole different spin on this particular move. And it has implications if you're really trying to lift that bar. As you're turning, you're putting an emphasis on one foot, then the other foot. You are pulling moves all the way up through your leg, your knee, your hip. Okay, now halt, drop your shoulders, take a big breath, and then really move that bar up a little more. Take a big deep breath. You should be feeling it by now. Take a breath, and then drop your shoulders and bring it down. Yes, I know it. Okay, you notice I have a little pad on my chair today. See that? So, pad is on my chair. I have my weight vest on. I have my bar. I'm going to step in front of the chair. Okay? I've done my rocking and rolling in my feet, right? Big deep breath. Yes, I've done my walking dips, dipping down, single leg stance, split stance presses. My ankles are feeling a lot better. And now I'm going to act like I'm going to sit down. Okay, so I'm going to drop my shoulders, say rib cage up, and now I'm going to hip hinge. I'm going to shine, as it will, my tail lights. Okay, so I'm going to shine my tail lights. I'm going to do a little experiment with you. You ready for that? Okay, so come back up. Now, push your butt back, shoulders down. As you go to sit down, really keep those shoulders down, and you just bring this bar right up to where your head level is. And you go down and you act like you're going to sit down, but then you don't. So in essence, what we're doing is I'm using one of the main moves that you always want to be able to do to warm you up, to give you body awareness in your positioning choices, okay? The minute I went to put my hands up, guess what some of you did? Yeah, you hunched forward or you brought your shoulders to your ears. That's not what we want to do. So drop those shoulders down, keep your elbows bent, because as you go down and act like you're going to go into a sit down move, you're going to keep your chin tucked, your elbows are bent, and you're just right here. You're not any higher. You're right here. And then you're going to turn, and you're going to turn, and then you're going to sit. Okay? A sit to stand. If you know nothing else to do, the first two moves that I capitalized on, which is a split stance walking, and then a sit to stand. I just broke it down a little bit, okay? To get a little more out of those moves. So drop my shoulders, and I'm going to hip hinge forward. Do you realize that there are friends that you're going to be around today, or whatever, whenever you're around a bunch of friends? They don't get up that way. You know what they do? They don't hip hinge forward. They go, I can't get up without somebody pulling me, because they try to get up like this. See, that's not going to work. So in a sit to stand, hip hinge, shine your tail lights, drop your shoulders. And I have a bar here. Some people might not be able to have a bar. Maybe you have to put your hands on above your knee. That's okay. Maybe you have such a hip issue that you need help from the chair because it hurts. Okay, all of that, maybe. But the biggest reason is a hip hinge will allow you to push through your strong legs, okay? So I'm gonna come right here. I'm gonna go hip hinge, heels up. Hip hinge, heels down. And so even now, even though I have a weight vest on, I have a pad right here. See this? Okay. Check how you're moving. When you're coming down into this and down into this, take a moment, do your hip hinge, shine your taillights, bring your elbows right here, take a breath, exhale, and then come up. Break it down. Really get out of that sit to stand, everything that you could by making your muscles around your knee joint, around your hip joint, in your feet. Wake up. Here we go. Right here. Come up. Hold that bar right under your chin. Go back down. Come back up. So I'm not sitting, but I'm acting like I am. So I'm in essence doing what's called a high hip hinge. So I'm right here. I'm not going all the way down. And I want you to do this enough with a pad here and not going to the seat because I want to prove something to you in just a second. So stay with me. Take a big breath. As you're going down, you'll exhale. Now right down here, take an inhale and then exhale up, okay? Don't get going so fast that you can't do a proper exhale on exertion. And going down is an exertion. So take a breath. Exhale. Take a breath. And then exhale. Okay? 2 more. Here we go. So it's a high hip hinge or it's a high sit to stand. Okay? Now, don't pause. Take this out. Stay with me. Okay, you ready? So if you did even 5 of those with me, now I want you to hip hinge, put those hands up here and sit all the way down. You see what more effort it is? I know it. Okay, drop your shoulders, take a big breath, look at your feet. At the most, they should be out just a little bit, okay? If it feels more comfortable, out just a little bit, just about 10 or 20 degrees. Okay, here we go. Hip hinge, take a breath. Exhale, come all the way up. Exhale, down. Take a breath. Exhale, up. Take a breath. Exhale, down. You're staying into the heels. Exhale, up. Take a breath. Exhale, down. Drop your shoulders. Really pushing into the heels, all the way up, all the way down. Keep your chin tucked, up. Here we go. Exhale, down. Big breath, drop your shoulders, push into the heels. Here we go, up. Take a big deep breath, and down. And exhale, up. And exhale as you go down. Okay, watch your knees. Some of you are letting them buckle. Don't let them buckle. They want to track right over those toes. Take a big breath. And exhale out. Exhale up. Take a breath. Exhale down. 2 more. Here we go. Exhale up. And then exhale down. 1 more. Exhale up. And then exhale down. Yay. Okay, I'm going to put this down. I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to lead the choir. But before I do that, I'm going to turn. See that? Always take a little break and let your muscles recover. So we did like, I don't know, maybe 10 or more or less. I don't know. Where we went straight on and we called on our back extensors and our gluteals to get us up and to get us down. So I have 20 extra pounds on me right here, okay? So it's your body weight that you're asking everything to move upwards, Okay, that's a big deal. Take a break every once in a while and rotate, okay? Turn, look over your shoulder, keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath, drop your shoulders, yes. And then come back. Drop your shoulders, turn. Take a breath, keep your chin tucked, and come back. Okay, get ready. Put your feet in position. You're all the way down. We're not gonna immediately stand up. This is gonna be one of our first big loads, okay? Because I'm gonna ask you to hold it for a bit. So I'm gonna come into my hip hinge, and then I'm not coming into my hip hinge so that I can rock and get momentum and then finally get up. That's not what we wanna do. We wanna hip hinge, and we wanna prepare our mind and our muscles to put pressure through the heels. Use your hands here if you need to, that's fine. Drop your shoulders, and you're gonna hover. Stay with me, here we go. Breath, and push into your heels. Make your muscles get you up. And here is one last thing. I know some of you are already doing this. I mean, you're going ahead with the rep, that's okay, but don't do this. Don't put your head way down and then bring your butt up, okay? That's another little screwy way that, you know, all of us slugs know how to compensate for not using the weaker muscles. Okay, ready? So I'm right here, breath. You're gonna exhale and push here or push here, and you're gonna hover right there. You're just gonna hover. You're gonna come in here and you're gonna go clap, 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 clap. You're gonna push into the heels and come up. Okay? That is what you're gonna do. So we're gonna do this 3 times. Stay with me. Because if I wasn't making you do this, I will guarantee you that most of us would not be hesitating. We would not. We would just come up and say, oh yeah, we did it. No, drop your shoulders, push your butt back, rib cage up, breath. As you approach the down position and you're in your heels, back is extended. Bring those hands up here and just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Push into the heels and come back up. Ah, stand and sit. Got 2 more. You ready? Push your butt back. Take a breath. Come down, go into the heels, act like you're gonna sit, but you don't. And you're gonna go clap, 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 clap. 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Come up. Yay. Take a breath. Okay, you ready? Get your positioning. Push your hips back. You're gonna hover over that chair, but you're not gonna sit down. So you're gonna come back, 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 back. You're gonna go into that hover. You're gonna get down there as far as you can to the seat. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. And come out of it. Ha! I know it. This is what you should have felt right there. Right there. I know. Okay. Now, I am going to go ahead and take off my weight vest because I'm going to go ahead and pick up weight like you guys have. See, it just comes like that. And you just wiggle out of it. And this is like 20 pounds. Okay, I got my weight gloves on. I'm going to come down here. And I'm going to go to a 12. Okay. Now I've picked up 2 12-pound weights. Okie dokie. I'm going to use it to facilitate a progressive load. a progressive carry. So I started with 12. Now, when I've got these weights in my hands right now, I do not grip. I'm letting the bar hang on my fingertips, okay? See, I'm not gripping. Now, if I wanted to work on my grip, yeah, I would curl them into my palm and then I would release them. But I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4 steps. I'm thinking about how I'm doing it. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 steps back. Take a big deep breath, so that's a carry. Then I'm gonna step shoulder width. I'm gonna do a little fold. Now you might not have seen the move I did just before I did that. Let me turn to the side. So drop your shoulders. And I know that I'm gonna do a fold. So you know what I do? I say rib cage up, and then I rotate and I push my butt back. Okay, that's a definite change up from just sinking down like this. Okay, we can do that, it has its place, but I want to push that butt back, keep my back extended, come down all the way down to a fold, come right into the fold, and then come back up. Okay, so I'm basically doing a sit to stand, only I'm going a little lower. So I'm going to come down in my fold. I'm going to drop my butt as much as I can and then come back. Okay. So those of us with knees replaced, you have an end range. Okay. And mine is limiting on this side because that's my knee replacement. So I'm going to do this 3 more times. Stay with me. It's a fold right here. I'm going to hold. I'm going to go tap, shoulder, tap, shoulder, tap, shoulder, tap, shoulder. Then I'm going to come up. I'm going to take a big breath through my nose. Okay. Are you ready? Stay with me. When you're in the drops, you got to make sure your back's extended. Okay. So we push our butt back, drop our shoulders, come down, keep our chin tucked. I'm coming right here. I'm going to go tap on the floor, shoulders, breath, 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 breath. Come up. Okay. Right now, before you do the last one, shoulders are going to come to the ears, all the way up. Then they're going to drop. Okay. Then you're going to go to the ear again. Then you're going to drop. Then you're going to come to the ear. Then you're going to drop. And if you picked a decent weight, your increased breathing should tell you if it's a load that's kind of challenging you a little or not. You should be breathing pretty a little harder because you're creating oxygen debt. Why? Because your muscles are under load. I'm not going that fast, right? But I'm asking my muscles to hold my whole body weight plus 12 and 12, okay? You got to keep breathing. Okay, drop your shoulders, brace, stick that butt back. See what I did? Drop your chin, stick the butt back. Here we go, all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. Drop your butt, drop your butt. Tap, 1, breath, 2, drop your butt, 3, 4, 5, one more, 6, and come back. Yay! Very nice. Put those weights down. Shake out my hands. So, let me say here, if you have arthritis anywhere, it could be in your back, it could be in your hip, but you're likely to have it through any joint, okay? So just do smart moving. So now I'm gonna go get ready for the next one. We've already introduced it. It's called a reverse lunge. Now, we did forward dips, didn't we? Didn't we do that to warm up? Yeah. Well, when you're standing here and I say, okay, now do a reverse lunge. Well, it's kind of the same move, but it's disconcerting. So take a breath. You're gonna step back as far as you can, okay? And you can do these a couple of ways. This is body weight. I can stay rib cage up and I will focus more on certain muscles in your legs, okay? If I say rib cage up. See that? So I can still say rib cage up, but as I go down, allow my hip to hinge. See that? My heel is still down back there. I'm pushing that knee down, okay? So I'm pushing that knee down. That's the lunge. So you're gonna feel different emphasis in your legs, your hips, when you stay upright, like this, go down as far as you can, then up, or when you allow to stay in good neutral spine, but let yourself hip hinge so that you're in a straight line. See that? So you're gonna feel different pressure. One's more hamstring, one's more gluteal, one's more quad, okay? You're still in neutral spine. You got it? Now, I'm gonna take my hands into it. So I did a couple. Let's do two more. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. So I'm gonna go ahead and hip hinge. I'm bending that knee. See, I'm trying to get that knee down. I'm not gonna go to the floor, but that's what my intent is. I'm gonna swing these arms up. And I'm pushing, pushing, pushing. And then I'm gonna come back. That should wake you up in your gluteal. You should be feeling that. One last one on this one. Are you ready? Drop your shoulders. I'm in a wide back lunge position. Drop the knee. Okay? Hip hinge. Bring those hands up. And you're really fighting with stability through your hip to stay upright. And then you shove yourself back. So you're in essence doing a one-legged push, okay? So now, walk back. If that got you really tight in your hip, yay. Step across, see? Step across, and then turn. That's all you need to do to release it. Got it? Then step back. Step across, and swing those hands over here, and then come back, okay? So now we're gonna take the other leg back into a back lunge. I'll turn so you see what I'm doing. So now this leg is gonna go back, and it's gonna go at a pretty good distance. Now, some of you are gonna have a hard time with this move because of balance issues. So instead of fearing that, either put your hand on a wall or get your little bar, okay? So here I am, I'm gonna step back, okay? And now the other leg is in front. So this is my knee replace side, this is my hip replace side. So this one, for any of you with hips replaced, this backward lunge whole thing that I'm doing right now, very important to finally get our hips and the muscles around the hip to move, because I'm basically asking my front leg here to shove my whole body weight up. Okay, so I'm gonna hold my bar here if I need it. Some of us need it. You're gonna find that on one leg, your heel cords are tighter, and you might have to let your knee come up a bit. Your heel come up a bit. This is the case with me. I'm gonna go down a little bit, And I'm going to keep pushing it, but I want to go down a little bit so that I benefit on this front leg, and then I'm going to come up. So right now I'm doing the rib cage up position specifically, just to get a feel for this positional thing. Now, right now, you just push yourself back up with that front leg. Here we go. Drop your shoulders, take a breath. Push straight up. Yes. Take a breath. Push straight up. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and hip hinge. So I'm going to bring the knee down and back. I'm going to stay in good neutral spine, but I'm hip hinging. I'm leaning out over my toe. And then I'm going to push up with that whole front hip and leg. Here we go. All the way down, lean, and come up. You notice I didn't say flex your back. I said hip hinge. Breath, and you're kind of like looking right down over your toe is what you're doing. Big breath. Here we go. Take a big breath. Push up. And step back up. So, the whole scenario, the whole routine that I just went through with you, if you're noticing that you're just so much weaker in your hips, whatever, that's one of them to put in your little workout wallet, I call it. Okay? Of course, the other one, hands down, is always going to be lifting those hips, and we're going to do that in just a second. Okay, so here's my rod. So now I'm going to go back into and just sit down. Okay, so I'm going to take my pad out, and I'm going to go ahead and have a seat right there. See that? So I'm going to bring my hips up. Okay, so if I were in the floor, my hands would be back here, my feet would be here bent, and I would lift my hips up. So it's called a tabletop. Okay, just like this. So it's tantamount to lifting your hips. That's what it's for. It's not the only thing it's for, but drop your shoulders. I got my feet pretty wide. Okay, I'm going to drop into my hands. Drop my shoulders. Take a breath. Drop the shoulders and bring the hips up right there. Okay, keep your shoulders dropped and you're squeezing your hips. Okay, now shift into one foot and lift the other leg right there. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Put the foot down. Correct your hips, bring them up, drop your shoulders. Breath, shift, bring that knee up, hold it there, drop your shoulders. Breath, put it down. Come to center, lift the hips. Squeeze the gluteals right here. Squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them, squeeze them. And then come back down, okay? Now is a really good time to put this next one in. And you have a ready-made little item here to squeeze with. So typically in therapy settings, especially if you're having hip issues, knee issues, they're going to have you squeeze a ball. Well, this is perfectly fine. If you can squeeze and your knees don't come in to where they touch, then you're good to go. Okay? So I'm going to lean back. Okay, so the minute I do this, if I were in the room with you right now, I would come right over here right beside you. I would say, okay, set to the end of your chair. Yes. Squeeze. Not too hard, but squeeze. It's where you can feel your inner thigh. You can feel your groin. You can feel it pushing. Got it? Then I'd have you put your hands back here, but I'd put my hand right here on your shoulder. And as it rolls in, I would say, okay, now lift your shoulders to your ears. Okay, now drop your shoulders and roll the shoulders in like you're trying to touch your shoulder blades together and squeeze a pencil. So you're squeezing this here and you're squeezing your shoulders together. Got it? So now bring your feet out far enough so that you can lift. You're squeezing that pillow. Drop your shoulders. Take a big deep breath. Squeeze your shoulders together. Drop your shoulders. Squeeze the pillow. Take a breath. Squeeze the pillow. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. This is isometric. Yeah. Okay, release and come down. Now go like this. Just swing those hands. Because isometrics, you do it properly, it will wear you out. Woo! I know it. Okay? So here's this. You're going to squeeze in. But here's the thing. A lot of people make the mistake of bringing their feet back here. Bring your feet out. That's what I meant when I said bring your feet out. That's what I mean. Don't put them way out here like this, because that's easy to squeeze in, and it's easy to squeeze in with your stronger muscles. I want you to use your weaker muscles in your leg. So that means your feet are hip width, pretty much, okay, but they're farther out. Okay, lean back, drop your shoulders, get ready. Big breath, drop your shoulders again, and squeeze that pillow. Squeeze the shoulders really hard. My elbows are not locked, okay? My shoulders down, my elbows are not locked. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Squeeze that pillow, squeeze. Take a breath. Bring your hips up, squeeze. Drop your shoulders, squeeze. And come back down, and come back down. Yeah, that was a good time to put that one in there. I digress. Okay, we're going to use this again. So I'm going to be here. I'm going to go up. Okay. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick up a 15-pound weight because this is loading Friday. So we're going to load. So I'm going to use the pad at my chair. Give me plenty of room because I'm going to go to a full-out chair plank. But in between, we're going to be doing something with our heavier weights. So what do I have? I have a 15 and a 15 is what I have. Okie dokie. Take a big deep breath. Yes. I'm going to bring one up. Put it right there on my shoulder. Bring the other one up. Put it right there on my shoulder. See that? I'm going to do a walk and a walk and a walk. And then I'm going to keep correcting my posture. And now I'm going to go like I'm going to sit down, but then you don't. So you put your hands right here at the front. Take a big deep breath. You're going to push your butt back. And then you're going to come back up. Okay? So I have 30 pounds sitting on my shoulders. I'm going to tighten my tummy. I'm going to hip hinge. Just hip hinge. Don't even bend. Just hip hinge and then come back up. So now when you're up, squeeze your gluteals right now. Okay, release. Hip hinge. Keep your chin tucked. Come back. See, I don't go very far. Okay, drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. Okay, and hip hinge. Exhale. And breathe in. Take a big breath. And hip hinge right there. And then come back. Okay, so what I'm doing is a very classic move to get into a squat. Only I'm not doing a squat. I am strengthening my back extensors. When I come up, I'm squeezing my gluteals against this weight. Then I'm going to release. And I'm going to push my butt back, keep my chin tucked. And I'm training my back extensors right now to get stronger without injury. Push, Go into the heels, come back. And this is where you're doing a lighter positional move, but you do a few more repetitions. And you know what? If I were with you right now and I looked at your position of your knees, your shoulders, etc., your chin, might make little corrections, but when you go down, do not let those knees come in. Okay, now hold it here and just come up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and then stand back up. Take a big deep breath. Okay, careful. You're gonna take one, bring it down. You're gonna take the other, bring it down. Now you're gonna go down, put them there, and come back. Now, if your knees started to flare, then change your feet position, okay? Some of it's flexibility issues, some of it's weakness issues, okay? Hip hinge. When you hip hinge, your rib cage is up. You hip hinge, keep these knees solid. Don't let them come in or out. You're coming down, drop your butt, grab, push into the heels and stand and squeeze your gluteals right now. Big breath, yeah. Push your butt back, come down. You're gonna bring them right to here and hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come back. Check out your hands. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm going to move these around a little bit because I'm going to address the chair. Okay? And I would suggest that if you don't have a chair with a pad on it, solid pad, put your little balance pad on your kitchen chair. Okay, I'm going to go down and get my weights. So I'm going to come right here, pick up my weights. Okay? I'm going to do a little hammer curl. Then I'm going to do a step out, rib cage up. I'm going to pull them right in here, bring them back down. I'm going to pull them right in here, bring them back down. Change my stance, drop your shoulders, don't swing them. If you're swinging them, you got too heavy of a weight. Exhale, one more. Big breath, exhale. Okay, bring them down. Now you're gonna put your weights right here and right there, right next to your chair, okay? Your hands are gonna go on the chair first, and some of you I know have sensitivities in your wrist, your thumb, etc. So you have to do what you have to do, but I'm gonna encourage you for the first plank to put your hands palm down and really experience the bend in the wrist. When you're bending in the wrist, then you want to press through, the palm of the hand. You want to soften your elbows. And here's the most important thing. The shoulders have to be over the wrist, okay? Once the shoulders stay over the wrist, when you step out, just like we did just now, right now, when you squeeze your butt, squeeze your butt and just hang out here for a couple of seconds. Take a big breath, take a big breath, take a big breath, take a big breath, then step in, come right over to the side right here, grab this, bring it up, push it back, bring it up, shoulder blade goes in, bent knees, push it back, drop, pull, press back, drop, pull, press back, hold it there, and just do little tiny pulses. Yeah? and put it down. Hands back on the seat. Most important, elbows not locked. Shoulders over wrist. Step back. Squeeze your butt right now. Drop your shoulders. Breath. Breath. Elbows soft, elbows in. Breath. Breath. Step back up. And now we're going to pick the other one up. So I'm going to go over here, hands here, pull, and push back. So you're just going to open and close the elbow. That's it. So you're going to go pull, push by opening and closing the elbow. Take a breath. Exhale. Breath. Exhale. One more, one more. Push and back. Hands here again. Now, if you need to and you want to go to the palm, the fist, that's fine. Step back. Shoulders are over the wrist. Squeeze your butt. Push your rear end up. Go into your toe box. Then come down. Put your heels down. Drop your shoulders. Take a breath. Now push your butt up. Go way up into your toe box. Now push down. Shoulders are over the wrists again. Push your heels down. Okay? Come back, and come up. Check out your hands. Take a big deep breath. We got time, we got time. Open, close. Split stance. Split stance. Okay? This is a good move. All right? It's not fast. I'm going to go this way and then this way. I'm going to say rib cage up. I'm going to pull my hands back. Pull my hands back. So we began this session using split stances, and then we're ending it on kind of a sachet, but it's a split stance because all of this is aimed at doing one very important move for your whole life. Stand on one foot. See, whether it's a split second or not, you're on one foot. Think about it. When you're walking, it's a whole series of split second, one-legged stances. And that's one of the reasons why dancing is so good for you to do. All kinds of dancing, okay? But many times you're a lot on one leg. Anyway, so I capitalized on the 5 very important moves you want to always keep doing. And then we went from there and we loaded. Don't tell anybody that you got loaded in my class.